How does body language differ between introverts and extroverts? Posture and presence in social settings. Extroverts often have an open, expansive posture, signaling confidence and a willingness to engage with others. They tend to lean forward, make broad gestures, and occupy more space. In contrast, introverts usually have a more reserved posture, with their arms crossed or hands folded, signaling a preference for personal space and a more introspective demeanor. Eye contact and engagement. Extroverts are typically comfortable making prolonged eye contact, using it to convey interest and foster connections. They often maintain direct eye contact to establish rapport in conversations. Introverts, however, may avoid excessive eye contact, preferring to focus on the speaker's face or looking away at times, which can be mistaken for shyness rather than a lack of interest. Facial expressions and emotional openness. Extroverts tend to display more animated and expressive facial gestures, reacting visibly to emotions during conversations. Their facial expressions are often dynamic, showcasing their enthusiasm. Introverts, on the other hand, tend to have more subtle facial expressions, keeping their emotions controlled, which can make them appear more serious or reserved. Speech and tone of voice. Extroverts often speak with a louder and more varied tone, using their voice to engage and entertain others. They are more likely to use vocal inflections, humor, or animated speech to keep the conversation flowing. Introverts may speak more softly and with a more steady tone, focusing on delivering their points succinctly rather than seeking to dominate the conversation. Movement and gestures. In social environments, extroverts use expansive hand gestures and movements to emphasize their points, adding energy to their conversations. They tend to move freely, reflecting their comfort in dynamic social settings. Introverts, by contrast, may use smaller, more controlled gestures and prefer less movement, often keeping their hands close to their body, which aligns with their inward focus. Approach to personal space. Extroverts generally have a more relaxed approach to personal space and may feel comfortable getting closer to others in social interactions. This physical closeness helps build connections for them. Introverts, however, tend to maintain more distance and may feel uneasy when personal space is invaded, preferring a buffer zone that allows them to feel in control of their environment. Response to group dynamics. When engaging in group conversations, extroverts often initiate discussions, jump in with comments, and enjoy multitasking in social interactions. They thrive in group dynamics. Introverts, in contrast, may choose to listen more than speak, contributing thoughtfully when necessary but avoiding the spotlight and preferring one-on-one interactions or smaller groups. Listening style and body language cues. Extroverts are active listeners who often nod, smile, or respond immediately to show engagement. They might lean in and maintain physicality in their listening posture. Introverts, while still attentive, might listen more passively, sitting back with less frequent physical cues but focusing intently on the speaker without the need for visible signs of engagement. Comfort with silence and stillness. Introverts are generally more comfortable with silence and may remain still while processing thoughts or taking in information, signaling a calm and reflective state. Extroverts, in contrast, often seek to fill silences with conversation or activity, exhibiting higher energy levels and a need for constant interaction to feel comfortable in a social setting. Reaction to social stress. In social stress situations, extroverts may become more animated or agitated, using their body to express frustration or excitement. On the other hand, introverts tend to withdraw physically, adopting more closed-off body language or shrinking into themselves, as a way to conserve energy and process the situation internally rather than react outwardly.